this morning on that walk, there was a fire engine outside of a house, and it looked like they were about to start cutting into a car on someone's drive, but they were like standing around laughing. So I don't know, would you call out a fire engine if you locked your keys in your car? I don't know what that was about. Today is a day in the life of a thriving trans guy. I think that's probably what I'm going to title it. Online coach. I mean, that itself is like a job of many hats. Content creator, coffee drinker, gym goer. It's just all round many different strings to the bow. But to be fair, as much as I want this video to be showing some sort of behind the scenes of life as an online coach, working specifically with trans people, not that that makes a huge difference to my job, but it does mean that this video goes out to the right audience when I tag it with things like that. Do you know, I take a lot of comfort at the moment in watching videos of trans people thriving, like with everything that's going on in the world, and seeing that stuff online is just like, it's everywhere. In terms of like the bad stuff that's happening, of which there is a lot of for the community, and that stuff is obviously really important to have online to build awareness. But sometimes I feel like that awareness is more directed towards cis people, which again is fine, and I get that. But then when you're seeing it as a trans person, it's just like every day you're just like seeing this constant storm. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to see some trans people like doing good, of which there are lots. So hopefully I can kind of like throw my name into the hat. Not that I'm saying for 1 second that things are rosy, you know, because they're not for anybody. But I think I want to show, if you're watching this and you are trans and you're struggling, trust me, you deserve great things and you're gonna get great things. Just keep on, I would say, watching videos like this where it is just trans people thriving. That was a deep start to my morning, not what I was expecting, but I'm going to crack on. First point of call, check-ins. I've been for my walk, which I only do because I've got my own coach kicking my ass. The last thing I want to do is go for a walk at like 7 o'clock in the morning, but I've got to hit my 10k steps for the Clásico. Gonna go do some check-ins once I've drank this. Well, I'm gonna do all my check-ins once I've drank this, and I'm gonna show you how that works, how the check-ins work. A Lego figurine of comic book guy out of The Simpsons. A perfectly normal thing for a 25-year-old man to have next to the plant pot by his desk. Tuesday, Thursday are the check-in days with clients. Today's a Tuesday, so I've basically got my client base split into two. So I'll do check-ins with half of them on the Tuesday, half of them on the Thursday. It's a solid mixture of UK and international on both days, so it just gives me a little bit of breathing space in terms of getting all the feedback over to them. But as long as they've got their check-in sheet sent over to me, which I'll run you through in a second, they'll always get their feedback by the end of the day. Usually, to be honest with you, I'm not doing check-ins late into the afternoon or evening. I get them all boxed off in the morning and very early afternoon. Okay, so I'm getting nicely through check-ins. So let me just give you a little bit of a rundown on how I do this. So again, I've split my clients into 2 different blocks. So people that are checking in today, so Tuesday check-in people, they have to have their check-in sheet filled in by the end of every Monday. So this is a sheet where they track everything from like their weight, their calories that they've tracked for the week, sleep, hunger scores, and then just giving me like a general update on how their week is so that it feels a lot more human, and it's not just about the data. I want to get to know them as a person. Like, it's about building a relationship with coaching. They'll also upload any progress photos, like physique photos, if they need to do that. Send over form videos from the gym if they need to do that as well, and any just like extra other bits that I might ask for. I then use a bit of software that allows me to record my screen and also my webcam at the same time. So I'll be going through their feedback with them on the screen, setting them up for the next week, and then I'll send that over via WhatsApp, and that is every single week. That is coaching. It's not PDFs. It's not coaching just through WhatsApp messages. It's none of that. This is actual coaching. And they have that again every single week. Apart from the 4 weeks of the year where I'm supposed to take a holiday, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that's check-ins, that's how I run things. Nice and simple. And they all know exactly what they need to do for the upcoming week. Time is 20 to 12, so it's a little bit, like 20 minutes earlier than I'd usually have lunch. So at the minute, because I'm doing my new 3-day training split, check-in days I actually don't train. If I was training, this meal I would actually have for dinner, and for lunch I'd have something that's more carby. So this is just some med veg cooked in a little bit of oil, some chicken breast and some lettuce just to get some volume in there. So again, this is actually a lower carb meal. You've obviously got like the trace carbs from the veg and stuff, but there's no pasta or anything. Whereas I'm gonna have that for dinner tonight. But again, if it was a workout day, those meals would get swapped around. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I've got one more big check-in to do. After that, it's the lighter work tasks. So I've got some social media stuff to do, and I've also got a client call at 4 o'clock with my client Joe. What I'm doing with Joe is something called a live check-in. So instead of me sending them over some feedback and they can watch it in their own time, we'll hop onto a Zoom call and we'll go through some stuff together in person. There's a million different reasons why we'll do a Zoom check-in. Could even just be something as simple as, we haven't had a live call in a while, and it'd be good just to have a bit of an in-person chat. With Joe, we're breaking them back into some stuff after a bit of a dip in routine due to some stuff that wasn't their fault, some kind of life stuff going on and some stuff to do with top surgery and things. So at the minute they're actually on weekly check-in calls, and we're going to start to slowly reduce that and get them back into a normal check-in routine as we break them back into a normal training and nutrition schedule. So that's at 4, so I'm going to try and get all of my light work done before then. I'll tell you what is a problem for me in this new place: coffee. Where I used to live, there was a coffee shop, but it was a fair walk, whereas now there's like 2 decent coffee shops 30 seconds over the road. Avoided the 1,000-calorie brownie, just went with just a flat white please. But round here it's really cool as well, because not that I'm any decent coffee snob, if my client Jordan's watching, they'll pull me up on any bad coffee that I drink, but round here the 2 coffee shops serve St Martin's beans, which is a roastery in Leicester, which are good beans. So, I'm supporting local with my flat white. But now I really do need to get on with admin, and on top of that, one thing about being a coach is you send a check-in and then you get a response to the check-in. So then you respond to the response, and then you get a response to the response. It's a never-ending cycle. And it's part of the job, I love it. But it will just forever go on, so I have to keep on top of those messages. Reality is, being an online coach is 20% coaching, 80% content creation. So if you're thinking about being an online coach because you enjoy the gym and you enjoy working with people on fitness goals, that's great. It's obviously very important, but the majority of my time is honestly spent making content. I do 2 days a week of check-ins and then 3 days of content. So it's really important, first of all, that on check-in days I post stories showing client work that I'm doing. It's also really important that I post main feed every day. So I just did that now. I just posted a carousel with like some stuff getting to know me, which you might think to yourself, how much of what I post is about fitness and how much of it is about me? More of it is about me than it is about fitness. Most people don't care about fitness. That's why they get a coach. So posting about, you know, recipes and protein hacks, people don't actually care. They want to know about me and get to know me. So posted that. And what I've also just done, so I have a coach myself who does the fitness side of things with me. He was the person that helped me with my photo shoot last year, but he's also my mentor as well, business mentor. So I've just put together a story highlight that he wanted me to make, funnily enough called My Story, and I've just sent it off to him for him to have a look at. Let me just like show you a couple of the slides that I've made. So it's going to be the highlight, My Story. So then I've got, I don't know how many slides I've got in total, it's like 13 or something, just like going through some stuff, Baby Sam, and then go all the way through like just some of my story which he wants me to post about. So I've sent that over to him and then he'll get back to me with any feedback on that. It's nearly 4 PM, just about to jump on to that live check-in with my client Joe. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to wind down for the day because I have officially done everything. Social media's posted, I've done all my admin stuff, all my check-ins are done, everything is sorted. I've got family coming around later for dinner, which is like a Tuesday thing that I usually do. We're going to watch some telly, eat some good food. I've saved a lot of carbs for this meal, so I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm just going to talk to Joe and then wind down. Alright, day in the life done. Time is 8 o'clock, family have just left. So now I'm going to edit this video. And then, you know what time it is, it's Love Island time. Even though I finished that call today as like the last official bit of work at like near enough 5 o'clock, generally don't finish work at that time. As an online coach, especially with working with people that are like in different time zones, I mean I can be doing calls at like 8 o'clock in the evening, about to edit this video at 8 o'clock as well, so generally do work quite late, but not always. Each day varies a lot. I mean tomorrow there's no check-ins, it's going to be a completely different style of day, so even though this is a day in the life, it's a version of a day in the life of an online coach. Hope you found it interesting. Haven't given you an update on how the diet's going. We'll save that for the next one. I'll see you all in the next one.